In today's Journal with Me video, I am going to be doing an entry in my Commonplace book. You all have been requesting a video where I do my entire journaling process start to finish in real time, so that's what this video is. And I want to do more videos like this where I go over my entire process and explain what I'm doing. I just don't know what to say for a whole 30 minutes because it usually takes me about 30 minutes to do these entries. So I've been hesitant to do these videos because I don't know if I should talk the whole time or if I should just have music. So I'm figuring this out as I go. If you have any suggestions, let me know. And the first thing you see me do here is draw that line. So that's the very first thing I do for every Commonplace Book entry. I draw that dividing line, and if you haven't seen my Commonplace Book video, I recommend watching that one. It explains exactly why I make that line, but in short, it's to separate my sources from the quotes and my thoughts. So I put that line first, and then next you see me placing these stickers. So I had a general idea of where I wanted these stickers to go when I made them. I believe I made these right before I did the entry, so it was fresh on my mind of where I wanted to place these stickers. And whenever I place my stickers, you'll see me do this trick here where I peel back a corner or just one side of the sticker and I leave the backing on the rest of it. And that helps me place it straight. I can wiggle around the sticker and reposition it until I'm happy with its placement. And then once I'm happy with the placement, I will press down on that exposed corner or side, and then I peel the back from the rest of it. Sometimes it doesn't go according to plan and it's crooked, but for the most part, this keeps my stickers in straight alignments. And you'll see here that I bit off a little more than I can chew. The sticker was a bit too unwieldy, so I had to put the backing on just a little more, which allowed me to reposition it a little easier. I'm always very slow when I place my stickers because anytime I rush this process, I end up having crooked stickers or I regret my placement. So I'm intentional and slow when it comes to the sticker placing. With layouts, even the slightest misalignment can bring unwanted attention to that spot. But today's sticker placements went according to plan, luckily, and everything turned out straight and exactly like I wanted it to. So next, I am writing down the source information in the left column. This information includes the type of source it is, whether it's a book, an article, a documentary, and then the date it was published, and then the title of the source and the author. And this is because I am writing quotes in this Commonplace Book entry. And I want to be able to refer back to where I found those quotes. If I just write quotes without any source information, one, I don't know how to find that quote again if I ever wanted to find it. And two, it's not properly crediting the writers or whoever created this information. I am all about crediting the original creator of the work because they deserve to be properly credited. And this Commonplace Book entry is referencing an essay from 1910. It's called A Green Sun, and the author is Kotaro Takamura. I'm probably saying that wrong, apologies in advance. It's a really interesting essay dissecting the ideas around artistic styles, and specifically how your artistic style can be tied to your place of origin despite where you end up moving in the world. And that artistic style is tied to who you are fundamentally as a person. It's not something you can change. So, where you were born, who you are, those aren't things you can change. They're just facts about you, and those facts do determine your artistic style. And one can see that as a blessing or a curse. And side note, before I dive deeper into the actual quotes that I'm writing here, I wanted to talk about the pens really fast. So that green and blue pen you see there that I use first, that is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim in the color grass, and I have a fine nib on that one. And the one I'm currently using here, that is the Pilot Decimo in the color Pearl White, and I have an extra fine nib on it. I write really tiny, so this extra fine nib is great for the small writing. And I especially love to write small for the quote sections because that allows me to fit more quotes and more words onto the page. I make the most out of this A5 size notebook. And also, by the way, the notebook is the Nolty log type notebook, and the cover is the Trifold from Paper Republic. I get asked that often, so I wanted to say that in the video. Okay, anyway, back to the quotes that I'm writing. So I'll read you the 2 quotes that I'm writing here. The first one is, Gauguin went as far as Tahiti and created non-French colors, but his works are, when you think of it, not in the Tahitian style, but in the Parisian style. So that quote references Gauguin, and he left France in an effort to change his style to make something new, and he went to Tahiti, and so he started using new colors. But in essence, his work is still very Parisian. It's not Tahitian, not in its artistic style and not in its authenticity. And my hand is covering it right now, but that bottom sticker I made with 2 Gauguin paintings that he created while he was in Tahiti. The top one is When Will You Marry, and the bottom one is In Olden Times. So I stacked the 2 images together and put that blue frame around it. And that's why I selected those 2 paintings in particular, because the quote was relevant to them. And that's an interesting thing this essay says, that sure, Gauguin can paint Tahitian subjects and use their colors, but his paintings are never going to be considered Tahitian paintings. And that's not to say that that was Gauguin's intention. It's just a fact that this author is pointing out. And the second quote that I write in this entry is about the painter Monet, and that's what the top sticker is. It's a painting from Monet. The painting is from his series Water Lilies. And I also added another blue frame around it to tie the 2 stickers together. But let me read you the second quote that I'm writing here. Monet did not try to reproduce the local color of France. He tried to recreate nature. Of course, the public did not accept his as French colors. Worse, they did not accept them as natural colors either. He was denounced because he had painted tree leaves sky blue. Nevertheless, when you look at his works now, they have an unmistakably French touch of the sort that no one from any other country could have. All this is like a fish having a watery touch. Something like that is not gained by effort, but comes with the thing in itself. When you try to obtain something like that through effort, the degradation of art begins. So he's saying that, for example, if you're not French and you're trying to obtain that sort of French touch that Monet had, that is when you start to degrade art. You degrade your own personal artistic style even. And I think that's an interesting concept as someone who thinks a lot about artistic styles and finding my own artistic style as an artist. You know, artists are always looking to find their style. That's a phrase that artists say, finding my style, but do you in fact find it, or has it always been there? And the essay has another very interesting quote that I couldn't fit on this page. It was too long, but I almost am tempted to make another Commonplace Book entry on it because I love it so much. But for now, I'll just read you the quote here. I am born Japanese. Just as a fish can't live out of water, so I can't live as a non-Japanese, even if I remain quiet about it. At the same time, just as a fish isn't conscious that he's wet in the water, so at times I'm not conscious that I'm Japanese. At times isn't the right expression. I'm more often unconscious than not. I often think I'm Japanese when I'm dealing with someone. The thought doesn't occur much when I face nature. That is, I think of it when I think of my own turf. Such a thought can't possibly occur when I have my own self thrown into an object. My psychological state while I'm making art is, therefore, where only one human being exists. Thoughts of things like Japan don't exist at all. I simply go ahead, thinking, seeing, and feeling as I do, regardless. The work, when you look at it later, may turn out to be so-called Japanesey. It may not. Either way, it won't bother me, the artist, at all. Even the existence of local color in such an instance will mean nothing. That's such a beautiful quote. I really love that quote. If you haven't read the full essay, I think it's worth reading in its entirety. It's really not long. It's called A Green Sun, and you should totally read it. Alright, okay, I'll stop yapping about the essay. I just wanted to mention before I stop talking for a little bit, I have an iPad that's slightly out of frame, and so I'm copying the essay word for word, and I'm referencing it or I'm looking at it on my iPad screen that's out of frame. And I'm going to speed this up a little bit because I'm taking a lot of pauses and that takes a lot of time in real time. I'm looking at the source and transcribing it, so I'm cutting out that unnecessary time. Okay, I'll stop yapping. I will return when I finish writing down the quotes. Okay, and I am back. Be honest, was that too long of silence or not talking. I'm not sure how to structure these things. Let me know what you think. But anyway, here is where I am writing my personal thoughts on the essay. I only have a little bit of space to work with, so I have to keep my thoughts brief. And I differentiate the quote from my personal thoughts with the type of writing I do. So I write all of my quotes in print and I do my personal thoughts in cursive. This allows me to easily distinguish what are the quotes and what are my personal thoughts from a quick glance. And I like to write my personal thoughts last after the quotes because I can change the length of my thoughts, but I can't change the length of the quotes. So I know I need the quotes to fit in this entry, so I do those first, and my thoughts are last, and I can change and fit it to fit exactly that page. Some of you have asked how I get my writing to fit on the page exactly, and that's because I'm tailoring my thoughts to fit the space exactly. And how do I know what quotes will fit on the page? Well, I have a good sense for it after doing this so many times. I'm so familiar with an A5 size that I just kind of have a sense for how big I can make my stickers and how much writing I can fit together. And speaking of stickers, I realize I want to add more stickers, but I don't have any extra printed for this specific spread. So here I'm browsing through one of my many sticker books. This is the Museum Treasures sticker book. And this sticker book has a lot of great art in it. And I do happen to find that little circle sticker is a Monet painting, so it's relevant to the spread. And I also add this other flower sticker here. But I realized that I don't really like either of them there. I think it's a little too much, and so I end up removing them. And you see me just keep browsing here because I'm really looking for something in particular, but I don't know what it is, and I'm hoping to find it here in this book. And I do find another sticker here to fill this space, but again, I remove it because I just don't think it all fits together. And so begins the process of removing. Luckily, the stickers in this booklet are easy to remove, unlike the stickers that I print myself. Those ones are a lot harder to remove. And since I don't find anything in this Museum Treasures sticker book, I end up looking through my personal collection of stickers I've printed previously, and I find this little blue flower that I think fits perfectly, and the color blue matches perfectly. It's a happy accident. Whenever I print stickers, I print extras and then I save all of these extras in that green binder. They come in handy whenever I'm looking to fill space or when I'm not in the mood to make any stickers. And I am finishing off this entry with the date stamp. This is the very last thing I do in all of my entries. I use this little Versa magic ink pad and I love it because it doesn't bleed through paper. It's more of like a chalk consistency instead of oil. So yeah, I date my entry. That way I know when I made it whenever I'm looking back in the future, and that's how I do my entries. This is the final entry, and thank you for watching this video.